Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today I wanted to do a quick video just to show you guys kind of a 10-minute tutorial that I haven't done one of those in a while, but really quickly, in the news, everywhere you're seeing the news about the Epstein files and all this crap, right? Like, okay, great. I don't really care how you feel about that. But what you're seeing is poor redaction across the board. And so I see kind of two sides of the fence. I see people that say like, maybe they did it on purpose, or maybe I see like some people that just don't really understand how it works. And I want to show you guys how redaction mistakes occur and how this gets discovered. I'm going to show you at a high level, and then I'm going to show you guys how to properly redact your files so that way this doesn't happen to you. Not that you should be doing anything of the sort, but like there are plenty of times where sensitive files, you don't want them out there. So let's go ahead and dig into it. So very first, we're going to do a PDF. PDF is probably the safest bet because it's one of the easiest to redact, but you can see, okay, really quickly, we got this API key here. We'll just leave it at that. We've got our incident report. So this is a common example that you would see is, hey, on an incident report, you have different information that maybe you don't want to spread out, right? So you go to send that to a vendor or a third party or something, and it needs redacted. What I see all the time, and it's unfortunate that I see it this way, but I see where you draw a rectangle, and this one already has one. Okay, thank you. Okay, there we go. So we'll draw a rectangle. Covering text image. Okay, so this actually says, it didn't say that the first time, but funny enough. So there we go. And then we put that over top, and we say, that's good. I see this all the time. And what people don't understand about this is nothing about this is redacted, okay? So there's two things you can do. One, I could, if I can click in here, I can just copy. Let me get rid of that one. I don't know why that rectangle exists in there. I can just copy it out, and then I can insert a text box down here and say, we'll just add a comment. Actually, we'll just insert a text box. I'm trying to decide if I want to, I'll just add a comment. It doesn't really matter, right? And we'll add a comment and we'll just paste it in there. And there's the actual API key. So it's actually there. I can just copy and paste it. What we're seeing is things like this occur where the file still exists. What you can also do is what you're seeing is this is happening, but let's say the redaction is actually all the way across, so you can't get to the text. You can't copy and paste it, right? You're like, oh, what do I do? Well, you can actually do something like strings. So strings is just something that finds human readable strings in a file, and it will pull this all out. This is not like hacking. This is like redaction 101. This is common sense. So this is really bad redaction in a PDF. I see this all the time. This is not how you redact something because you can get that data. What you're not understanding is you're not changing the file, you're adding a layer on the file. So the original data still exists. You can just use a different tool to get it out. Okay, so a thing like strings, you can encode it and then decode it, whatever. You can get the file binary however you want, and you will see the original file has that text in there. Yes, if you encode the file and then decode it in something like CyberChef, you will get a black box on top. But if you understand where it's actually sitting at, you can get the original data too if it gets that complex, but it shouldn't even be that complex. You can do something like strings and get it out. Another thing you're not seeing very well done is metadata. So if you ever go to like a file and you go to document properties, you can see like here is all the different information of like where the file is located, and then if I look over here, when it was modified, all that stuff, the producer, that's all fine and dandy, but I want to find, okay, so there's no custom properties in here, but a lot of times those properties will give away things. Like for instance, on here, location is C users gamer, like my name on my computer is gamer on purpose because it's just generic. And that will give away a username. And so like, if I wasn't sure if like this file was a good example, and I'm not, again, I hate to keep going back to the Epstein file because I don't want to bring that into it, but I think it's invaluable to do a lessons learned on this is, let's say I get a file and I see it and it's redacted heavily and I go, I can't tell if this file is coming from Epstein or one of the people that he worked with or what, if I look at the metadata and the metadata shows it was stored wherever, or, you know, there's a metadata of a username, creator, any of that stuff, author, whatever, guess what? I can determine who the file's computer is sitting on, and that makes a lot more sense to me now what the file contains. So piecing together this metadata is very valuable. So this is the obvious example, right? Most people probably are familiar not to do this. So what we can do is another piece that we'll talk about is comments. What we can do is we can actually go down here and we can say, if you did this properly, you can say redact a PDF, right? Redact pages, find text and redact, blah, blah, right? Redact text and images. That's what I want. I want to sanitize the document. I want to selectively remove. This is also where you see flaws when you say remove all, because what you see in PDFs is you see images and you see text all embedded in it. And what you're seeing is people going, there's a lot of documents here, remove all. Well, guess what? You're allowing that engine that is trained on it to automatically select its own redactions, and it might not know for sure, right? If a file has, you know, if an image has a social in it, or if it's a phone number or whatever. And so I would selectively remove. Now, what we can do, you notice there's metadata in here. Here's the metadata, show the preview, and look at that. There is the sensitive text, which is what I just said. The title is the metadata. We could get rid of that if we wanted. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go in here. You can see the comment. The comment shows that API key. Comments are another big thing to redact. So we're going to say, hey, get rid of that. Don't want that in there. Okay. And blah, blah, right? So we just delete that comment out. Now we would go here. Boom. I want that redacted. Okay. And redact. Okay. There we go. And you don't have to put a comment, obviously. And then let's say we want social. And you would obviously be a little bit better about this than what I'm doing. But blah, blah. And you don't have to put a comment every single time. Doesn't really matter if you do or don't. Cool. There we go. Okay, so everything's redacted. Apply the redactions. Apply redactions. And then look at this. Now when I look at it, I would save it, right? And when I save it, I'll just save it to downloads here. When I save it, now if I go to pull the text out, right, I can't get it. That text is no longer here. It's gone. So now no matter what I do, I can't get it back. That is how you're supposed to redact in a PDF. That's why the function exists. Don't just apply things over top of it. It's not going to work. Also, selectively redact unless you're 100% confident that it can identify everything in that file that you don't want public. In this case, it can't. The reason it can't in like the Epstein files is there are names in there. Names aren't always redacted. Like a name isn't necessarily a bad thing. And so you want to make sure that you're redacting everything necessary. Okay, let's go over to a Word document. So Word document, we've got PII here. We've got 111. We got a social. We got a phone number, whatever, a credit card number, an address, and another phone number. So really quickly, we've got some PII. Right? Obviously, it's all fake, whatever. You could have their name, all that stuff. So first thing I want to point out is you notice there's comments on this, okay? This is one of the big ones that I see all the time. I see people not paying attention, and there's comments in there, and the comments lead to what is going on, right? Hey, remove this. It's a sensitive piece or something like that. And you're telling people that, hey, this piece of the file is important, or hey, change this. So an example, this comment, user's social is now this, right? You see things like this all the time. So make sure you're checking comments and make sure you are aware of what comments exist. The easiest way to redact a Word file is to convert it to a PDF, which you can do right here. File, share as PDF, or save as PDF, and then redact it. That's the easiest way. Super simple, super easy. Now, what you see here is obviously, we already talked about the putting a box over it doesn't do anything. Commenting. This is a big one. You see it all the time. The other thing I'm going to show you is versioning. So let's say I get rid of this and I say, you know what? I want to get rid of this social and this MasterCard. Okay, save it. Thank goodness. I wanted to get rid of that, right? Now I'm going to bring it over here real quick because, and I'm just going to go to File. I'm going to go to Info, and you can see I went to File, Info. Sorry, I don't know why it does that every single time. File, Info, and you can see I'm going to go ahead and say Version History. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Version History. And oh, look at that. Look what just opened for me. The previous version, modified by me, right? Previous version, right there. So really quickly, I can say, oops, this just has the version history. So what you're seeing now is you see a ton of people that are saving files. They're redacting it all, saving it, and then sharing it. Sick. Now they look at the version history and they have the old version. That is also not a way to redact. It is very, very bad. Okay, and then the last one I want to show you guys is probably one of the most simple, but people don't understand it. And yes, this is the files from my previous videos. So what we're looking at here is, let me make it a little bigger here, is we have let's see if I can make this bigger. There we go. Okay, so we have a redacted, quote unquote, right? Redacted file here. Let's see if I can make this bigger for you. Nope, it doesn't do anything. Okay, let me undo that. So what we have is this redacted file, quote unquote, and you can see it's just blurred. Now, can you read that just at a glance? Probably not. But if you notice, as we zoom in, it starts to get a little bit easier to read, and then you can actually superimpose the black and make it come forward, and it becomes very obvious that it is API key, fake key example, or whatever it is, right? This sounds super difficult. It's not. It's very easy to do. The caveat to this is what sometimes people do as well is if they're screenshotting like a video or something, or they're taking multiple angles, they're putting blurs over top of the same thing. Like a good example is when you're video editing, you're taking a blur and it moves with the object. Well, what happens a lot of time is they can piece that frame by frame and find the pieces that stick out each time. So like maybe this specific letter looks a little bit more obvious in another frame, another frame, another frame, and they can superimpose it and basically make it take all those frames together and piece it together and go, ah, here's what it is, right? And so the blur is something I see most people use. And what people do to actually get around that, very simple. All I have to do is zoom in, look at it, and if I have some context, a good example of context would be metadata. If I have a metadata and the metadata says, this is a customer report, right? That's the name of the title or whatever, whatever. Okay, cool. Customer report. I would expect a social in there. Then let's say this whole thing is redacted. I can pretty quickly look at that and go, that's in the format of a social security number. And then I can start going, well, there's only 9 numbers. Which one looks the most like a 1? Which one looks the most like a 2? Which one looks the most like a 3? And I can picture it and put it together. It's very easy to do when you blur it. So what's the easiest way to fix all this? Take your images, take your Word documents, your text, your whatever, put it into a PDF editor that has redaction and actually redact, because it removes the actual data. It does not allow it to go in there. So long story short, this was a video just to show you guys this isn't like complex stuff. This isn't like somebody's going out there and being like, hey, this is crazy. I have this method that nobody's ever seen in their life. The methods have stayed the same. The methods are easy because people just mess up the redaction. Don't just put a picture over it. Don't just block it out. I see people all the time like take a screenshot of, like, this is an example of, the Word document that I just showed you guys. This is an example. I took a screenshot of it, right? And then was like, oh, I'll put the black out. Well, yes, I can't copy and paste the words out of this anymore. I can't do strings anymore because this is an image now, but I can still tell what that is, right? I can still find it. Then another example that people don't think about is, especially if it's like internal, right? Let's say you send me this and you block it out and you actually block it out. Guess what? If I can search all of this and this file is accessible at all, I can find the original document. Back to version controlling as well. I can pull the versions if you give me access without knowing it. Lastly, I want to show you guys the last thing, which is the spreadsheets, because I've seen this breach multiple times. It's very unfortunate, but I've seen this. Does anyone notice anything weird about this document? I did not mean to do that. Did anybody see anything? If you don't, then you've probably done this before. Look, we have our users. We have our phone numbers. And I see this all the time. People hide cells and then they work with the document so that they don't have the socials or whatever out there. And then they forget. And then they send this document off. Well, look, it goes A, B, C. Oops, there's a D in there. And this is not people hiding this because of obfuscation. This is people, oh, there's all their social security numbers. I've seen this breach happen so many times. This breach happened, there was a famous one years ago. This happens all the time. Pay attention to what's in your documents, right? Unhide your cells before you send it. Again, take the data, put it in, and you can put in a PDF, an Excel sheet, put it in a PDF, have it scan and look for you. Yes, you might need to selectively do it, but it also can check. So like if you're putting this in there and you're like, I forgot, it will still check and find these patterns for you. So yes, I think you should selectively do it to be sure. But I also, if I'm not sure about myself here, what's in this document, I'm going to do it, right? If I create the document, I can do it myself. If I'm not sure, I'm going to have it look for me, right? If you're looking at something as sensitive as like an Epstein file, yeah, you need to actually pay attention and you need to selectively go through every single document and redact it appropriately, not auto redact and do haphazardly redactions. So hopefully this helps you guys understand what's going on. Hopefully it helps you guys understand why a lot of people are confused by the redactions. I'm not super confused by the redactions. I bet you they auto redacted things. I bet you they didn't actually go through and redact it manually. And so it redacted some stuff. It didn't redact other stuff. And that's why you see like there's people making videos about they have two files, they're the same thing, but one's got some redacted and one's got the other. It's probably auto-redacted, okay? And so it doesn't always get everything, especially when you're talking like names and stuff, because a name isn't usually sensitive data, but a name with an address, with this, with that is sensitive data, and machines can do that if you train them, but an Adobe just by itself isn't going to do that unless you tell it, I want this type of data removed. So hopefully this helps you guys. Hopefully you guys learned something, and hopefully just real quick, you now know how to redact your files properly and can redact them appropriately. Thank you guys. Hope you guys have a great day.